I wrote an epic poem in iambic pentameter after I encountered Troilus and Crusade, written by Chaucer, in Dr. Alan Koretsky's class at York University years ago. At that time, I had begun my interest in Sufi literature, and my uh, particular focus was the spiritual legacy of the third rightly guided caliphs, um, whom who I thought wasn't properly appreciated in the annals of Muslim hagiography. So, 25,000 verse poem, Troilus and Crusade. I was like, this caliph needs one. So, it was, in a sense, a protest poem. Um, I didn't know about meter. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was just, this has to exist on this planet. I remember 1 year in, um, I had, or maybe 6 months in, I don't know. It was in the summer. It was in California at the time. And to understand rhythm and meter, I got a collection of 154 Shakespeare's sonnets on the one hand for like the micro rhythms. And then I got the Book of Change, the I Ching, for like rhythm in a macro sense. And yeah, that's how it began. So this new work, the COVID epic or long poem, um, is a result of interests in writing about the first responder as martyr. Uh, Incidentally, my research into that word, martyr, comes from the Greek for witness, and in Arabic, I come from the Muslim tradition. In Arabic, a shaheed, martyr, also is related to witness. Thinking about first responders, thinking about well, 9/11 for the first 2 years of my MFA, and then now this COVID, which is a broader time frame. Um, I was thinking to take on something of significance in terms of content, and I've been trying to get away from meter, trying to think of a more open form of writing. My mentor, Daniel Abdul Hai Moore, who published with City Lights in the 60s, and then became a Sufi at the hands of a 110-year-old Sufi sheikh in Morocco. And, he's passed on. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, from Allah we come, to Allah we return. But I finished 50 books of poetry, and his style is so open, the imagery so sharp and so fresh. It is completely different than my metered style. One teacher said in undergrad, I breathe meter. Um, and I think that's true. I think that after writing in meter for so long, that I had the sound of what 10 beats feels like. I could kind of, and it would just kind of come more naturally um, than, starting out and counting. But what was difficult was to write in a way in which there are no line breaks. So I was exploring the prose poem. I was exploring using sound as a connecting device rather than syllables, maybe consonants, also imagery, um, a prolonged metaphor, or sensory connecting devices. So, so yeah, I find the topic very interesting. I find the word itself, coronavirus disease, it's particularly given to the kind of hyperform anagram work that I was curious about, because it has every single vowel, except for Y, you can say, but it has the O, it has the A, it has the E, it has the I, virus, disease, DIS, it has a O, U, uh, right? A, E, I, O, U. It has a lot of vowels, a lot of combinations, and obviously it's an epic time, you can say. It's quite far reaching. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'd like to read two of the 19 poems that will be part of the COVID epic, the COVID long poem, which I will be presenting in the MFA show, Future of Our Plans. The first poem is a little bit longer. So let me just read it and then talk about it after. It's titled MFA, a hyperform. Here's a bag of scissors. I thought about that for days. Maniac, alien, photons. Oh, asymmetric wit, onk, and diameter. As you know, the United States does not value art. I thought about that for days. 2018, one of the goals of the MFA is to consider how we can be together. Here's a bag of scissors. Coronavirus disease. 2020. How can we be together? Mannerist antipathies, arch enemies, LLC. Sorceries via a sound. Je t'aime. Cinderella X had a lair. Coronavirus disease. SAIC doors. A universe. Next poem. The T-Rex game, a hyperform. I crave connectivity and company. Coronavirus disease. Extinct internet. Jump, dino, jump. Scores via E, dinosaur.